Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, as agencies across the state offer condolences, authorities identify the man accused in an officer's murder.
Fargo police take action to curb what some perceive as a hot spot for crime in the downtown area.
Plus, new details on last night's fatal crash near Glendon. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
The man accused in yesterday's shooting of a Minnesota police officer has been identified.
David Brian Donnell Jr. was arrested following the shooting. According to court documents, he had a warrant out for his arrest. Police received a call about a suicidal male at a home. 5 officers with the Red Lake Tribal Police Department responded and found Donnell on the porch. Documents say he went inside and wouldn't come out. And when police kicked in the door, Donnell started shooting at them. One of the bullets hit Officer Ryan Bielke, who died at the scene. Donnell ran into the woods but was found at another home where he was arrested.
Yesterday, this was the scene on a Minnesota highway as officers escorted the body of Officer Bielke to the medical examiner's office. Law enforcement agencies across the state continue to offer their condolences. In Bemidji, police there posting this: "Our thoughts and prayers are with the Red Lake Police Department and all those in the Red Lake Nation." Minnesota State Patrol sending out. The State Patrol and all of us at the Department of Public Safety send our deepest condolences to the Red Lake Nation and the family of Officer Ryan Bielke.
A little bit cooler today as we seem to be losing that summertime edge we've been dealing with for quite some time. Let's find out from Hutch what we should expect tonight. Hutch?
Yeah, more crispy and crunchy weather here across most of North Dakota as we head into the evening hours. We did have some thunderstorms with us this morning. Those are now moving off into Wisconsin. Behind them, we had a little break in the cloud cover, allowing that sun to go to work, and well, that created an unstable air mass in northwest Minnesota. So this is the area that we're really monitoring for that risk for a few strong to severe storms. A couple have fired up in Lake of the Woods County and also down in Beltrami County. They're moving south and east as we head into the evening hours. Now there's just a little bit of lightning starting to show up with these, so they are intensifying a bit. And again, this is the area where we could have isolated tornadoes. The chance isn't great, but there is a chance. We do have a better chance of hail and damaging wind with the storms. The fiery heat remains in the central part of South Dakota, and that's where the humidity is also high, creating these very dangerous heat index values. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of fluids and cool off. Good news is north wind is going to get rid of this humidity and get rid of the heat as we go into the day tomorrow. But north winds also bring back that chance of smoke. I'll have hour by hour details on what you can expect both tonight and as well into the forecast for tomorrow here in just a couple of moments.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
A Moorhead man has pleaded guilty to parading, demonstrating, or picketing for his involvement in the Capitol riot on January 6th. Court documents say that Stotts, a gentleman by the name of Stotts, had 4 counts against him, but as part of a plea bargain, 3 other charges against him were dismissed, and he agreed to pay $500 in restitution. Formal sentencing is in November.
The woman accused of dragging a North Dakota State trooper with her car earlier this week has been officially charged with 5 felony counts. Court documents say 35-year-old Amanda Levy of Jamestown was seen driving recklessly on I-94 when troopers got to her. They say she was passed out in a vehicle at a rest stop. Troopers say she refused to get out of the car, put her car in reverse, ultimately dragging the trooper, breaking his foot. 2 people who saw it all happen helped the trooper take Levy into custody. Fargo police say while the perception is that downtown Fargo is riddled with crime, that's not the case. However, police do say crime is up in one part of downtown Fargo near Broadway and 4th Avenue North. Staff at the City of Fargo's Harm Reduction Center say they're actively working on trying to help the department with the people officers often deal with downtown, responding to those in mental health crises or with substance abuse issues and bringing them to their facilities.
Chances are, if my staff weren't doing that, law enforcement would end up dealing with them later in the day anyways. So trying to take that pressure off the department so that they can respond to the more important issues and not be dealing with something that really isn't a police issue.
Fargo police say on top of 3 downtown officers who already walk up and down the streets every day, more officers will be patrolling in and around the area, specifically in those crime hotspots in the coming days.
We're still waiting on police to release the name of the 41-year-old woman killed after crashing her car into a semi last night. It happened just before 9 at the intersection of Highway 9 east of Glendon, causing the road to close for several hours. State Patrol says the victim drove into the side of a semi. The semi driver was not hurt. The 72-year-old Fargo woman killed in a head-on crash Monday afternoon has been identified as Ada Nolan. Nolan crashed with another vehicle northwest of Alexandria. Deputies say that she crossed the center line of County Road 41 and hit a pickup truck. 2 passengers in that truck were taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay.
A sex offender will spend the next 10 years in jail after exposing himself to a woman in Fargo. LaSamuel Richardson III was arrested in January 2019 when a woman reported him touching himself in front of her home. He was arrested a few days later during a traffic stop. Police found a rifle and dozens of rounds of ammunition in his car. He was later found guilty of possessing a firearm as a felon. The family of a Twin Cities boy who was thrown off a balcony at the Mall of America in April 2019 has now filed a lawsuit against the mall, asking for unspecified damages. Documents filed in Hennepin County District Court list accusations against the mall, accusing the mall and its security forces of failing to protect the 5-year-old boy against the man that threw him over the 3rd-floor railing. Documents describe a duty to protect the mall's guests against reasonably foreseeable criminal activity.
Minnesota's health department is investigating a COVID-19 outbreak at a camp on Pelican Lake. Aaron McHenry says that the department says health officials are aware of a cluster of cases at the Castaway Club Youth Life Camp. The facility typically hosts teenagers from about 10 different states. The camp manager, Greg Johnson, says he's aware of 10 coronavirus cases involving staff members over the past 2 weeks. Health and education officials in Minnesota are making new recommendations for schools this fall. It comes following guidance from the CDC. Now, the new guidance includes everyone at least 12 years old should get the vaccine before returning to school. They recommend everyone should wear a mask in school buildings regardless of vaccination status. Schools should keep at least 3 feet of distance between students in the classroom. Children who are not vaccinated should be tested for COVID-19 on a regular basis. Now, you can find the full guidance from health officials on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The National Student Clearinghouse Research Center says enrollment has dropped 3.5% nationwide last spring, and to boost admissions, colleges are using the return to campus as an opportunity to reshape campus culture. State schools use some of their COVID dollars to renew old infrastructure on campus, and some, like the University of North Dakota, use the time away from campus to move forward with major construction projects to welcome students back.
That pent-up excitement being formed into something new for the campus. And so with everything being so new, we're really able to try and find ways to improve and grow.
During COVID, many higher ed extracurriculars were halted, some permanently dissolved, which means students will be starting new groups this fall.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, how some of the most majestic birds in North Dakota are recovering and eventually return back into the wild.
First thing this morning, some hail fell in and around the Southern Valley. This from the Comstock area, and well, the rainfall not getting to too many of us. In fact, in the FM area, not so much, but isolated places where you see the greens and yellows picking up nearly an inch or a little more. Not much of improvement in the drought conditions from that, but we'll have your forecast